It is baking season. So today we're gonna be making maple pecan cinnamon rolls. I have been using Fleischmann's yeast for years because they give you delicious, high quality results every time. To make maple pecan cinnamon rolls, the first step is going to be candying our pecans. We are gonna be using maple syrup. In a medium-sized pan, you're gonna turn the heat to medium and pour in all of your ingredients. And we're gonna let them cook in the pan for about 10 minutes. You wanna make sure that you're mixing them the whole time. And once they fully crystallize, you're just gonna pour them on top of a baking sheet lined with a piece of parchment paper, spread them out, let them sit out and cool completely. I'm gonna have one just little nibble. You gotta taste test. It's one of the best things about being a baker is you get to test everything. Oh my gosh, these are delicious. Now we're gonna set these off to the side and we're gonna make our dough. Making cinnamon roll dough is very easy. There's 2 cups of flour in here, and to it, we're gonna be adding a little bit of salt and 2 packets of Fleischmann's Rapid Rise Instant Yeast. This is what I use to get that light, fluffy texture that makes cinnamon rolls so good. Then whisk together until well combined. Once the dry ingredients are whisked up, we're gonna prepare our wet ingredients. So we've got milk, butter, and maple syrup. Add your butter and maple syrup to the milk, and I'm gonna pop it in the microwave. You wanna heat it to 130 degrees. Now we're gonna pour our milk mixture, be careful, it's a little hot, into our big mixing bowl with our flour and yeast, and we're gonna add 1 egg. Then, just using a wooden spoon, we're gonna mix everything together. The dough is gonna be very liquidy, and that is normal. We're gonna add the additional 2 cups of flour and keep mixing together until your dough is gonna be thick and sticky. Oh, this is what we want. All right, I'm gonna set this off to the side. This is our last little bit of flour. You wanna coat your work surface with a lot of flour because you don't want this dough to stick. Take another handful of flour. We're gonna sprinkle it on top of our dough. And now, time for my favorite part. We get to use our hands. Time to get messy. We're gonna knead the dough with our hands. This is what your dough should look like. It still has a lot of moisture. It's soft, it's tacky, but not sticky. When you poke it with your finger, it will bounce right back up and doesn't stick to your finger. It's the finger test. Poke, boop, look at that bounce. That's so nice. We're gonna place it into a clean, big mixing bowl and let it rest for 10 minutes uncovered. While it's resting, we're gonna make our filling. To make the filling, you're gonna need some room temperature butter. I've got it in a medium-sized bowl, brown sugar, and a little bit of cinnamon, because what's a cinnamon roll without the cinnamon? In the medium-sized bowl, I'm just gonna add in all the brown sugar, add your cinnamon, then just using a spatula or a spoon, you're just gonna mix together, and it's gonna be this yummy, sweet, buttery paste. Now we have everything we need to put these cinnamon rolls together. Our dough has rested. We've got our delicious filling over here and our candy pecans that we made. I also finely chopped them to sprinkle on the top. Now let's put it all together. Again, you're gonna take a little bit of flour, lightly sprinkle the surface, pick up your dough, place it on top of the flour, and then I'm gonna kind of create some corners. I'm gonna press down in the middle and pull out 4 corners to kind of help it become more of a rectangle shape. I'm trying to roll this rectangle to be about 22 inches by 13. Take little scoops, put it all over, and you're gonna fill to the edge, but leave that top part blank. Oh my gosh, this looks great. Now I'm gonna show you what to do with the top. We've got a little bit of water, and you're just gonna spread a little bit of water here at the top. This is gonna help once we roll it to stick together. Next, sprinkle the finely chopped candy pecans all over the top. Try to spread it as evenly as possible. Time to put the rollin' cinnamon roll. As you can see at the bottom, I've started to roll the cinnamon roll. We're gonna tightly roll this one. This is gonna give us a beautiful circle spiral at the center. Oh, perfect. We've made a cinnamon roll. Well, right now it's a cinnamon log. Now it's time to cut our cinnamon log into rolls. Now you can use a knife. I've done that before, but I've got a really cool tip that I wanted to show you. Here is a really fun baking hack. This is a pro tip. This is unflammable flavored dental floss because you don't want to have minty rolls. I noticed that when cutting a cinnamon roll with floss versus a knife, it doesn't squish down. You don't get squished rolls. They stay really fluffy and round. Take your piece of floss. I'd say hold it pretty tight to the surface. Work it down. You want to have 12 rolls. So I'm gonna line up the floss with the mark that I've made here at the top and then pull. Boop. Look at that! And there you have it, a beautiful, perfect little cinnamon roll. And then just place them into your pan. It's a 9x13 casserole dish and it's lightly greased and lined with a piece of parchment paper at the bottom so that they don't stick. Before we bake these delicious cinnamon rolls, we're gonna let them proof for 1 hour. I'm gonna set these off to the side. While the cinnamon rolls are proofing, we're gonna make the icing glaze that goes on the top of them. Not just any icing glaze. Now this one is a maple glaze. It's gonna go perfectly with the cinnamon rolls. Mix together just a little bit. Just drizzle it on the top of your cinnamon rolls with a whisk, with a spoon, or you can put it into a piping bag like I do for a little bit more control if you want them to look just gorgeous. Our cinnamon rolls are done proofing. Let's take a peek. Whoop. They're gorgeous! They are ready to bake. You're gonna heat your oven to 350 degrees and bake these for about 30 minutes. You want them to be a nice light golden brown on the top. Once your cinnamon rolls have baked, give them plenty of time to cool, and then we can ice them. I scoop the maple icing into a piping bag and just cut off the tip. We're gonna pipe a little swirl on the top of each cinnamon roll. I'm gonna start on the center of the roll and spiral out just like the cinnamon roll does. I saved a few chopped up candied pecans to sprinkle on top. And ta-da! There you have it. Here are the maple pecan cinnamon rolls that we've made today. This is a perfect dessert for the fall because if you love maple pecan pie, you will love these. The flavor is just, oh my goodness, I can't wait anymore. I gotta try these now. Here we go. Maple pecan. This is why you bake from scratch. It's so fluffy, so delicious, and so fresh. This makes it worth it.